Good day, everyone. Welcome on in for another weekly live stream. Today, we're going to be diving into the shoulders. We'll be talking about 3 magic exercises that you can do to strengthen and mobilize your shoulders. So if you're experiencing shoulder pain, or you're maybe having trouble lifting your arm and you feel pain once you get above 90 degrees, that's very common. Or maybe you're experiencing something like frozen shoulder or recovering from a shoulder surgery, this live stream is going to be for you. So stick around because I'm going to be showing you these 3 exercises that I have given to my clients over the last 13 years that I've been doing this with my clients, and it has helped every single one of the clients that I've given this exercise to. They have all benefited greatly from these really simple yet powerful exercises. So all that you're going to need to do is grab a TheraBand in order to join me. Welcome in, Gio. Nice to see you. So a TheraBand like this, most people, I assume, have one of these days. They're really common, but I'm going to put in the description box below a link to a TheraBand that you can buy that also comes with this little attachment that allows you to put it on your door so that you can use it against your door without it, popping off or without the door opening. It's specifically designed for that. So if you want to save this live stream and go ahead and get one of those, the link will be in the description box below. And if you're joining me today, feel free to let me know where you are tuning in from today. And if you are resonating with this topic, if you're experiencing shoulder pain, let me know because we're definitely going to get into it today. So let's talk about why shoulder pain is so common. So many of my clients over the years experience shoulder pain. And the number one reason why it's so common is because, you may have guessed it, poor posture. But I'll tell you why posture really matters when it comes to our shoulders, and that has to do with the rotator cuff. So many people think that the rotator cuff is one muscle, or maybe that it's this muscle right here. So the rotator cuff is actually made up of 4 muscles, not just one. And those muscles may be located in a different area than you may think. So the rotator cuff muscles are actually, 2 of them are located right here on the shoulder blade itself. That is your infraspinatus. Your infraspinatus is your primary external rotator of your shoulder. So it does this movement, goes back. So it's really important for, say, like pickleball players, tennis players, anyone that does rotational sports, golf. But it's just generally important for all of us to be able to have good external rotation of the shoulder. So especially if you're spending a lot of time on a computer throughout your day, your shoulders and arms are going to be locked in this position. And what that's going to do is it's going to tighten the muscles in the front of your shoulder, your pecs, and it's going to lengthen these muscles in the back, your rotator cuff muscles, as I just mentioned. When a muscle is long, it can also be weak and tight. So just because a muscle is long, it does not mean it's functional. So what happens with those weak, tight muscles are getting kind of pulled on when we roll our shoulders forward throughout the day. And that is going to be inhibiting them from doing their job, which is to coordinate the timing of this, the lifting of your arm. So in order for the arm to do this, a number of things have to happen. The rotator cuff muscles have to all pitch in and work together. So there's 2 other muscles that I didn't mention. One is going to be your supraspinatus muscle. The supraspinatus muscle goes kind of along the top there of your scapula. It goes under the acromion process, so that's a lot of words, but all you need to know is it basically is crucial for you to be able to lift your arm. You cannot lift your arm if that supraspinatus tendon is not sliding underneath the acromion process, and that's one of the reasons I believe that people get frozen shoulder. I talked about that in the frozen shoulder live stream that we did a couple weeks ago. I can link that below if that's something that you have going on. I would definitely suggest watching that live stream where I really address just frozen shoulder. But for a lot of folks, they aren't aware that they have shoulder tendonitis, and it's really common. And the most affected muscle when it comes to shoulder tendonitis is that supraspinatus muscle. So that's the third muscle in your rotator cuff. The fourth muscle is going to be your subscapularis. So that's the muscle that's in your armpit. It kind of tucks on the inside, the underside here of your shoulder blade. And that muscle does have to do with internal rotation of the shoulder. So those four muscles work together. They coordinate the timing of the elevation of your arm. So if you're feeling pain when you do this, or if you're feeling pain when you do that with, say, a weight, there's probably something going on with one of those muscles. And these exercises that I'm going to give you today are specific to help balance those muscles and keep the posture muscles working for us that help to bring our shoulders back into proper alignment. The shoulder joint, a fun fact, is also the most mobile joint in our body. So we have a lot of range of motion in the shoulder. We should be able to do full circumduction of the shoulder, and not many joints in the body can do that. But with that mobility comes other issues. So if the shoulder joint isn't stable, like I said before, that can definitely create pain because it's going to affect those rotator cuff muscles and their ability to do their job. So you can think about the shoulder joint like a golf ball sitting on a tee. If that golf ball gets pushed forward off the tee, then that's going to make the ball fall off of the tee, right? So same thing happens in your shoulder. If the head of the arm bone is rolling forward, that's the golf ball on the tee. And it's going to be really hard to play golf if you don't have your golf ball in the right spot. Same thing with your shoulder. You want the head of the arm bone to sit in the socket so that, again, those rotator cuff muscles can do their job. Okay, so if this is making sense to you and you have any questions, feel free to let me know as we go along. Gio says, I dislocated my shoulder in a fight. Oh man, but it's recovered now. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that that your shoulder's feeling better and that it recovered. Not everyone's does. Sometimes we have an injury and we don't fully recover, and that's why these exercises can be super helpful for that. Okay, so what we're going to do is just go right into these exercises now. So again, if you don't have your TheraBand, then you can just save the video, order it on Amazon, get the band in a couple days, and then you can do these exercises when you have it. But what I'm going to do is, I have a pretty heavy desk here. I'm going to tie this band just right around there and do it this way so that I can have my arms like this. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest that you try this because you don't want your piece of furniture to move. But if you do have like stairs or a banister of your stairs or something like that that's really pretty solid and heavy, you could tie your band around that. And again, I'm going to link in the comments a way that you can get this set up so you can do this with your door. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do, let me see if I can get a good view here in the camera. So I'm holding the ends of my band, and this is a pretty medium tension band. And I'm just going to keep my chest wide and start to pull my arms back. So as I do that, I'm thinking about reaching my knuckles down to the earth so that I'm engaging the triceps. And also these posterior rotator cuff muscles are going to be working anytime the arms are pulling back into extension like this. And just a couple other alignment principles that you could be thinking about as you do this exercise. I'm engaging my abdominals, so I'm drawing the abdominal wall in towards the spine, and I'm keeping my ribs back. So you just want to be cautious of popping the ribs forward every time your arms are going back. That might strain your back. So you just want to keep the ribs over the hips, like you have little suspenders on your ribs and hips. Let me see if I can give you the side view of that exercise. Just like that. And notice every time I'm pulling my arms back, I'm trying not to rotate my shoulder forward each time because, like I said before, we want congruency in the joint. So really important that we keep that head of the arm bone back in the socket as much as we can. Okay, so I would suggest starting with doing 10 of those, and then you can work your way up to doing 15, 20, just progressively working your way up. But start with doing 10 and see how your shoulder responds, especially if you're feeling a lot of pain. You want to start small and see how your body goes and work your way up. Okay, so the next one I'm going to be doing, I'm going to walk back just a little bit more. And this is called a row. So I'm just bending my elbows, pulling my arms back. This is engaging the muscles between my shoulder blades, so my rhomboids. And it's also working the muscles here in the back of my shoulder, all those posterior muscles of the shoulder that I spoke about before. So you don't need a lot of weight in order for this to be effective. We're not weightlifting. We are balancing out the muscle firing patterns of the shoulder, balancing out the tight overworking muscles with some of those smaller, weaker stabilizing muscles. So that's why I'm doing this with a TheraBand. You could go to the gym and do this with 50 pounds, but you might lose some of the biomechanics. So when I'm working with clients, we generally start pretty light first and work our way up from there so that we're incrementally building more and more strength. But this is also a fascial exercise, and the reason why is we're opening up the chest. Each time you pull your arms back, you're finding that nice opening here through your collarbones, through your pecs, and that's changing the fascial patterns in your body, because if you're used to rounding forward throughout the day, and now suddenly you're starting to open this up and you're practicing that as you do these movements, then that's really going to help change some of those muscle patterns in the body. Okay, so again, you could do about 10 of those rows. And there's only one more, so this is pretty easy. So we're just gonna do this one now. This is for the external rotators of the shoulder. So again, those are the muscles on your shoulder blade itself, infraspinatus, supraspinatus, and teres minor. And those are the muscles that are working each time we do this with the arm. So commonly weak muscles and commonly tight muscles as well. So we want to work those muscles and show our shoulders that we can do this movement, balance this movement out with the typical rounded shoulder position that we're in throughout the day. And again, we can just do about 10 of these. So as you do these, you just want to focus on feeling those muscles in the back of your shoulder, working those muscles that are right on your shoulder blade. Okay, good. So if you are doing these along with me here, then just take a pause for a moment and notice how your body is feeling. Let's even just take a moment, close the eyes, just kind of relax the arms. And what you might feel or what you might find is that the shoulders are sitting back in the shoulder joint a little bit more. And that's what we're going for. We're going for that alignment. We're going for opening up these muscles here, stretching and opening the fascia, and activating the muscles that have to do with the back of the shoulder, the back of the arm. And when we balance out those muscle firing patterns, you will most likely start to find that it's easier to lift your arm up, because now the head of the arm bone, like that golf ball, is actually sitting on the T, which is the shoulder socket, the glenohumeral joint. And now you're able to do a better lift. I actually was feeling a little tension in my shoulders before, and now it feels great. So this is my magic set of 3 exercises, really simple, easy peasy. You can do these, it takes you about 5 minutes. If you're struggling with tendonitis or shoulder pain, I would definitely suggest doing those every day. You can let me know how this goes for you, and I hope it really helps. And of course, there is more to this than just doing 3 exercises, but this is a really good place to get started. And I also have a program for this. I have a program where I take folks through 6 months of working through exercises just like this that are therapeutic for specific conditions, specific injuries, but also to keep your body stronger, more flexible, work on mobility. And so we do these exercises in a group setting, which one might think is maybe tricky, especially if you're struggling with chronic pain or an injury. How am I going to be able to benefit from these general exercises that everybody's going to be doing, and how is this going to apply to me specifically? So the way that we do that is, first of all, we work one-on-one. We do a quite in-depth assessment so that we have an understanding of what your body needs. And then I give you exercises that are specific to you and what's going on with you. And then we continue to build off of those exercises. We continue to review them over the course of the 6 months. And then we also work together as a group once a week, doing a group call where I also will lead you through, just like we did today, some exercises that are going to help you find more freedom in your body, that will help you to resolve pain at its source. So if you are interested in learning more about this program, where I also am going to incorporate aspects of nutrition, and we just did our 5-day inflammation reset. There were some testimonials I posted here in the Facebook group. I'll be posting some more, but that's just one aspect of my 3 pillars of pain relief. So if you would like more information, comment below and I will send you some more information, and we can get together and do a complimentary call where I can explain how this would benefit you in terms of exactly what you have going on. We can map out a plan, and we can help you find your way from where you are now to where you want to be. Because oftentimes if we're trying to do this on our own, I know I have done this myself, it can be a little more challenging to make our way to the goal. But when we have somebody that really understands this stuff, that we can work with one-on-one and work together in a supportive group environment where people are having, wins all over the place, it's really easy to see the goal in front of us and to make our way step by step there when we have the right guidance. So that's what I'm here to do. So comment below and I will send you some information about my program that I'm launching in January. You can just put the word holistic and we can talk about my holistic 3 pillars to pain relief. And that is it for today. We will have another live stream next week, which I will post in the group. And please comment how this felt for you today. Let me know, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.